Well, hello everybody.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome to TokiTV, November the 27th. Gathering for Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut each and every week. Thank you guys all for being here. We have a whole lot of people watching today, but I don't see very many people putting their names in the chat. So if you're watching, put your name in the chat. We want to say hi and acknowledge that you're with us today. So thank you, Gloria, for starting us off with that. Gosh, I want to do check-ins, but there's so many of us. So did anybody notice the end of the new
Yes.
intro?
Yes.
Great.
Yes,
All right, so that's what we're going to
good
be talking
addition.
about today. But I need to get grounded. So why don't we do that first, and then we'll do our check-ins with everyone. So if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. Just let out. Let's just do 3 very deep breaths, as heavy as you want. Just let it out. Get yourself centered. Shake your arms. Just do 3 breaths all on your own. And then we'll do some breathing together. All right, you guys ready? So let's take some deep, long, slow, deep breaths in, breathing in peace, and exhaling love. Again, breathe in peace, and exhale love. Do that again, breathe in peace, and exhale love. I want us to do that again, but I want us to imagine us standing right in front of Toki. So this should be easy to do. Breathe in peace. And breathe out love. So much love for her. Let's take a deep breath in again with her. Breathing in peace. Exhale love. On this last one, when we exhale, just imagine all that coming out of her blowhole. Ready? Breathe in peace. And exhale love. Thank you. Guys can open your eyes. Shake your fingers. That was a fast way to get grounded. All you got to do is imagine Toki in front of you. It's easy to do. So thank everyone for being here. Carmela, we have other people, Case, Christina, Stephanie, a couple people I can't tell. Mabel, Mabel Pacheco. Mabel was with us the last time when Uncle Doug and Sikikatum and Siamiwet came through and got to meet Mabel. So Mabel, thank you for joining us today. Let's check in. You guys saw the little poster there, right? And let me go ahead and put that up for those who might have missed it on the end. But when we do our check-ins, I just want to see how everyone's feeling about this. So save the date, December 13th, Toki President Future Day of Listening. Friends of Toki, formerly Friends of Revita, is pleased to announce that we're hosting a conference, Toki Present and Future, a Day of Listening, on December 13th at the Intercontinental Hotel in Miami. Day of Listening will be organized to have Friends of Toki report on all that's being done for Toki now, as well as to provide opportunities for discussion about her future. Conference will include individuals and organizations. There's going to be an invitation-only portion who are interested in Toki's welfare, want to share their opinions and expertise, or simply to just listen. And there's also going to be an afternoon session that's open to the public. This Day of Listening will also be live streamed. So additional details. Here's what I want to say. There's been a few details that have been out since then. So the entire conference is going to be live streamed. So even though it's invitation only for portions of it, those portions will also be live streamed. So you guys will be able to see what's happening there. And then the public session, open for public opinion and conversation, is from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern time in Miami. And my understanding is people will be able to come up and have a minute or two, depending how many people show up. I imagine there'll be a lot. We get to, I know, and get to talk about that. So I just want to say, oh my gosh, Has this ever happened before? I mean,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Never it happened. Never it happened. Never.
this is massive, you guys. This is massive. Not just the fact that they're going to all come together to have this conversation about her. And, I just, and to let us listen, right? But to include people from the public? Like, are you kidding me? So, who does that, right? Like, usually, like, we're going to talk in private, blah, 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 and then we'll maybe let you guys know what we want you to know. This is going to be a whole day of discussion, you guys. And so I know I'm not the only one who's super stoked about this. Howard, how are you feeling about this?
Ecstatic would be the word. I am, to the moon. I am just very excited about this. It has been over a quarter century that I have been looking for some opportunity to be able to speak to all the people involved, people in the industry, the public, the agencies, everybody. We don't know who will be watching and listening. It is framed so beautifully as a day of listening, of hearing people's viewpoints. And that applies to us too. We need to hear from other people's viewpoints. So, but it's a chance to be able to be heard, to be able to express in our best possible way. And that's where the challenge comes in, is to condense it into a few minutes. I don't know how many minutes in the invitee session, but probably no more than 3 minutes per person in the public session. So there's so much to say in such a short time. It really needs to be well said. And so that, no stress, no pressure. Nah. We'll see.
Just 20 years of emotion crammed into 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, it's difficult to talk to people when some people really don't want to hear it or disagree and are likely to be, at least in their own heads, arguing with you. That's hard for me. I know, if you're a good politician, it doesn't matter. I'm not a good politician. I just try to say what I think needs to be said or is true. But it's difficult when some people don't want to hear it. But this whole day will be set up and organized and framed in a way that it will call for people to show respect, to have patience, to listen, and anyone who doesn't will be out of line, and will be obvious. And I don't think there will be people who will transgress. I think it will be the audience will be quiet. Maybe not at home, maybe not the people watching live stream, but in the room, it's going to be very respectful and quiet. And I think that will allow for that full expression that we really need to be able to do. So it's exciting. I mean, because this is really a time when something needs to be done. I mean, this is not the status quo. There is no normal here. This is a whole new situation of Toki needing to go somewhere, I believe. I mean, it's great that the water quality is improved and that they're filling the water more. I've heard that they always have, but I never really knew if they did. But also that there is 24/7 care, that there are people there with her all the time. I think that's wonderful. And we'll hear a whole lot more about that at the meeting, and that's what's going to be very fascinating. But there's just a limitation in that whale bowl, that's not adequate for, Toki, for, any wide ranging mammal to be in a place that is so small. So there's a big problem and it needs to be solved. And I hope that we can have a sense of collaboration and sharing information so that solutions can come forth. I'm hoping for from the day, and I think we'll have it.
You said a few things, Howard, that I'm going to try to highlight the few things you said, because you said a lot. And one of the things that stuck out for me though is about, like, you know, there's going to be rules, and it'll be quiet and it'll be respectful, and we're all going to listen, and we're all, you know, give each other the opportunity in both sides and all that. And I just want to say that I really believe that this is happening because we've been doing that. You know, like that conversation we had very early on with TokiTV is like, you know, who's going to want to invite you to the table if you're throwing rocks at them, you know? and here we are, you guys, going to a table for people to listen to us because we're modeling and demonstrating, you know, respect and love and appreciation, and really just shifting what we've done just here, the people on this screen, you know, from how we've always been, you know, advocates and activists, to really shifting to prayer and collaboration. And, you know, Alejandra says it best, her time has came. It is time for her to go home, and we're all getting to be a part of this. Again, this is groundbreaking. Howard said this the other day, and I'm going to put it up again because this was your comment, Howard. This meeting and improving her water quality and overall care are the best things that have happened for Toki since that awful day in 1970 when she was torn away from her home and family. Thank you, friends of Toki. I mean, really, thank you, friends of Toki, for having this happen, making this happen, really being that bridge for her and what's best for her. So I just go on and on and on. But let's hear from Alejandro. What do you think, Alejandro, about all this news?
Oh, to be honest with you, I wasn't able to sleep. I woke up 3 times in the night.
Yeah.
This news is killing me. It's taking part of my life, you know. I did 7 years fighting for Lolita, you know, since 2014, plus all this extra. So this is gonna kill me, you know. But anyway, like Howard said, you know, I hope, Howard, you will be able to speak over there. With you over there is enough. You know better than me. To be, yeah, it's I'm willing to help. Everything I can do to help Tokita, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, everything I can do to help the Lami people with my heart, 100%, I will do. And I encourage everyone to do the same, because this is a true process through the Lami people. That's it. There is any other process. This is the only one and the true process that will take Lolita back home. Thank you, everyone, for supporting the Lami people, Orca Network, and the Whale Sanctuary Project. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alejandro. Carla, how are you feeling? How are you feeling about all this? Carla, can you hear me?
I'm losing you guys. Are you there?
Oh, well, yeah. I want to see how are you feeling about this news?
Well, I'm quite overwhelmed, and I feel like inspired, because I don't want to talk about it because it's in the past and the past is gone. But my experiences before haven't been like this, in a place where everyone is open to listen. So the fact that there's going to be this platform for people like Howard to be heard, and I will be praying that it will be a peaceful gathering, that everyone will listen with respect, as we just said before. But the fact that they are willing to go and be a part of this conference is a huge step. So I'm sure that, Howard, you're going to be great, and I'll be with you in spirit. And I can't wait for that day to come and to see the results of this conference, because I want to see, okay, now what's the next step? And I think the key here is also the education, that people all over the world that is following Tokita Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. I think I said her name right. They're going to be, the more we share this information about her ancestors, her past, where she comes from, where she's been for the past 53 years, and the step forward, the future that is awaiting for her, and all these people waiting for her, the illumination. I'm overly excited. I hope that the same thing happened with Keiko. It was a different kind of thing, but I wished that the same thing that is happening with Lolita would have happened with Keiko, with showing all this open-minded and spirit and hearts of industries and activists, like coming together and sitting in a civil way without fighting and screaming and insulting and throwing rocks, like you said at the beginning. And so this is history. I think this is history. This is going to be part of the history.
This is history, and you said it. I mean, it's just a new way of doing things. This is unprecedented. It has not been done before. It's just really, really great. I see some people saying they want to be there, and they want to physically be there all day. I don't know if it'll be streamed to to a lobby, or I really don't know. But what I will say, and I've just been sharing this with folks because we're just sharing the info from Friends of Toki. But if you have specific questions, you can email info@friendsoftoki.org. It's just info@friendsoftoki.org. So if you're wanting specific questions, or you have a specific request to be invited, I would suggest sending an email to that email address. I know that those are being checked each day. So I just want to kind of say that. Deb Cruz, what do you think?
I'm trying to get the address up, but go to the next person. I got a phone call coming in. I got
Okay. Let's go with Deborah then. Let's go with Deborah.
Hi, guys. All my love from Would Be here. I was at the Well Center on Friday and doing my volunteer, the joy that it is. And I just want everyone to know that the majority of everybody that came in wanted an update on her. Everyone was gravitating to her display. So that's people are aware she's on the wind. And Carla, just to honor you and Keiko, the past is important. He blazed the trail, and the first one through always has it the hardest. So what I'm going to do, me personally, is when I envision Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut in that rainbow sparkling light that her and I share, I'm going to include all these decision makers in this sparkling light, that they may have an open heart and an open mind, that they can make these decisions with courage and compassion, because they do have a way they have this chance of undoing injustices that have been huge. So let's everybody just keep our energies up, keep our feet grounded, because the miracle's on the way. It is on the way.
It's already happening.
It's happening. You can't stop it. So we love Keiko. No, we don't want to ever forget what he blazed.
No. Yes, I know. Thank you, Deborah.
And you too, Carla, because you are sharing the story everywhere, and that's making a huge, huge difference. Michael Weiss from Center for Whale Research, when we had him on, it was so cute. And I said, well, what made you, each guest that we have, I ask, what made you decide to go into this line of work, or what made you to, and he said, Free Willy. So yeah, I mean, just absolutely has blazed the trail, like you said, Deborah. Thank you for that. Christina, how are you feeling?
Yes.
Oops, I'm so sorry. There you go.
Hi, am I here?
You're here.
You're here.
I'm just so excited. I'm so happy. I'm just beaming with joy. It's very exciting. I feel it. I feel it in my heart that she really is halfway home. Her time is now, as Alejandro always says. The rainbow sparkly light, Deb, is there, and as you say, she is in the wind. And yes, Carla, every time any naysayer comes, with some, naysaying, I always refer them to the Untold Story, because it's perfect, and it just tells them, oh, and 90% of the time they come back and they thank me and they're like, wow, I really didn't realize, you know. So, you know, we all have such a great opportunity to just be together. Toki has brought us all together for a reason, and it's happening. And I'm just like so excited. I couldn't sleep last night either. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here, and happy that you're all here and that we're together bringing her home.
Absolutely. Yeah. Deb Cruz, talk now.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a great opportunity for us to get to know what the thinking is on the other side, and for us to each keep in mind that when we speak, whether we're in the public session or in the invitation session, or even outside of this conference, that when we speak, think about all of each one of us standing behind us when we say, so that we know that we have this presence behind us that's helping us move her story forward and move her possibilities and her future forward. It could get tense, but remember why you come here.
Yeah.
And maybe have your own little prayer session, or maybe we can have a prayer session just before the conference and get people grounded and to know why you're going there and for what reason. And maybe we can shift some hearts.
Yeah.
Deb Cruz, you should talk more often.
That was
Really sweet. That was really sweet. And thank you for saying that. A lot of people, you know, speaking publicly, you know, whether you're speaking to 50 or 200 people, you know, I don't know how many people are going to be at the public thing, but that can get a little tricky. But every face on this screen and every face that we see, you know, watching, and then like Christina and Gloria and the people that watch all the time, like imagining everyone standing behind you. What a beautiful. So I just want to reiterate that, and I will probably do that again later, because absolutely, we're all standing together. We're standing together strong. And I guess that's a good opportunity to share that a few of us on the screen will be traveling to Miami. And, you know, Christina, should we just, you know, say that, you know, we are going to do some sort of grounding, some sort of prayer session ahead of time. So I don't know if that'll be the day before or super early in the morning, the day of the conference, but we are talking about how to really shift that and be in that space, you know, holding that space and creating really that
Yep.
space for people to walk into. So when they walk in the doors, every single person who walks in the doors walks through this, you know, bubble of love and compassion and love for her, you know, that people keep her on their mind as they're speaking, keep her on their mind and in their hearts when they're talking to someone from the, you know, quote unquote opposing side. You know, we don't even know, like everyone might be in there, like, let's collaborate and let's do this, you know, but just regardless of who you're talking to, that energy of your love for her is what you're sharing with whoever it is you're speaking with, because that's going to make the difference. That's going to further those conversations, you know, and you can have opposing views and viewpoints and be able to say them and demonstrate them in a way that is completely respectful. And
You know, that is absolutely the truth. And Deb, you're absolutely right. I was working with the circuses for a lot of years too before I started with the dolphins. And when you talk to them in a good way, you know, understanding their point of view, there's like, you know, I just want to talk to you in a good way. They will talk back to you. If we go in there, it's like being the screaming, raging activist, they're going to shut down and they're not going to listen. So it's really important that we all stay grounded so that they can hear us. They will listen.
Yes.
They will listen if we stay in that good, loving place. That's from experience. That's just my experience with circus crazies, and they're crazy.
But isn't that the way it is just in general in life? I mean, when you speak to people, they respond to love and compassion. You know, they always respond to that. So, I mean, I think that's just a golden rule of life. So,
May I say something, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
Carla.
I think you're making me you're reminding me of 4 steps. I know. Do you know that I'm a scuba diver? I'm an open water
Cool.
stress and rescue and night limited visibility scuba diver. I've been scuba diving for 20 years or more. And when I got the course for the stress and rescue, in the book, steps that we must follow in that I not only used underwater, but I try to use these 4 steps in my daily life. You're hearing me, right? Am I
You're
still on?
coming. Yes,
Because my
we hear
internet's
you. Your
coming and
video is
going.
frozen, but we hear you. Go
Okay,
ahead,
perfect.
Carla.
As long as you hear these 4 steps, that's the important thing. So everybody watching us and the lovely people on screen. The first step, when you are facing a dangerous situation or an uncomfortable situation or a situation where you find yourself stressed or overwhelmed, the first step is to stop. First thing is to stop. Like, for example, if I'm underwater and I am out of air, instead of freaking out and stressing and panicking, the first thing I need to do is stop. Then the second one is breathe. Take a deep breath. So stop, breathe. Okay, you're like home now, no? The third is think. Okay, what am I going to do with this situation? I need to stop. I just breath. Now, what am I going to do with this? And the last one is act. So if we all, in these situations, and I, like I said before, in my daily life, before I freak out because someone is throwing garbage in the street or instead of going like, no. Stop, Carla. Breathe, think, and act. And those 4 steps can save you not only underwater, but also above water. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
that was great.
Can I say something too? Can I say something too? No, what I want to say is like we had to talk with respect and we had to think about it. We are being the voice of TokiTV. She doesn't have a voice. We are representing her. We are her voice. We had to think about a sentient being that has been in captivity for over 52 years. She has been through many bad things, hurricanes, and many others bad things that I feel at this moment her time has came. So we had to talk with respect, with our heart, and thinking 100%. Our focus should be her. Should be her all the time, 100%. We are representing her. She doesn't have a voice. This is what I want to say.
That is true. And yes, if we continue with our love and compassion and respect for her, I think that will ground us. That will keep us centered, keep our purpose clear, and our words right. So that's a very good advice too. Thank you, Alejandro.
You're welcome.
Yes.
She has been an inspiration to me. She has been a teacher, a mentor for me, more and more over the years. I am just in awe of her ability, her composure, her presence, her gentleness, passion. And she is so deserving of many voices speaking for her, and this opportunity that is now so close to go home. And I think we can help make that happen. We are making that happen. And, our prayers, our visualizations, our words, our conversations are helping to make that happen. So, yep, we're on it. We just have to continue our way and
Well, and I
doing it.
love that Carla's saying, like it goes along with what Alejandro's saying too, like if somebody says something and you're like, getting ready to respond, like being able to stop, breathe. I'm going to add to this, Carla, if that's okay. When you
Yes.
breathe in peace, breathe out love, and just imagine that she's right there because in between you and that person or you and that crowd, because that energy that we put out does affect her. So in that breathing, I'm going to just encourage you guys to do that too. And then, think, like you said, Alejandro, we need to respond respectfully, positively, and then be able to act from that space. So we're creating a master response class here, but seriously, like it's just those are all really, really important things to remember. I want to play, and I know I played this a while back, but Deb, something you just said had me pull this up very quickly. It's not just us standing behind each other, it's her ancestors that are also standing
Yes.
behind us, you guys, and behind everyone there, not just us, the ones saying, let her, let's go get her a C-pen. Everyone, they're guiding this entire process. So if you haven't seen this before, it's short, but I do want to see if I can share my screen and just play this again. This is Sk'aliCh'elh talking about Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. And again, I know we played this a few weeks ago, but I think it's pretty important to do that again right now. So let me see if I can do this. Here we go.
There we go.
I was raised with lots of old people. I knew lots of old people in my day. And they talked about Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. Achansasan, it's a Flamichasan Kalat. Gansa Salo, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. The Achansasan, it's a Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. Tuscano, he's Tusquam, it's a Flamichasan. An elder came to my house. He came right in, he sat down. I come to tell you a story of your people. And he said, you remember this now, the story of Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, the blackfish or the killer whale. And it's a long story, but they come from the people that live under the water. And a young man went down and he saw the people that lived under the water. But everything in creation are all our brothers and sisters and our relatives. That's why we have to respect everything. That's why we give thanks to everything that we eat, everything that we do, because we all know that they come from people at one time and they're our relatives. Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut was taken away off to Florida, and it's kind of like our people. When the government and the church came in, they took our children away to parochial and government schools. And they tried to take away our culture, our history, our language, our values, and our families. So she's in the same situation as our people. She has that, like he's saying, that historical trauma that we all live through and that we all carry every day. But we need to strive to maintain our identity as to who we are as a people and how we're related to Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. I really feel bad for her. I watched the video as she cries. Really makes you feel bad to see her crying to people. All we're trying to do is help her. It's not only Lummi Nation that's fighting to get her back. There's a lot of other people that are helping all along the way. Are willing to step forward and help get her there. So with these few words, I just wanted to share with you, Aishka.
All right. I felt that's important because when you're saying, Deb, about us standing behind each other, and I'm imagining all her ancestors standing not just behind us, but above, guiding this whole process. And I think it's important to remember going in that there's going to be different mindsets, and we know that, and we have beliefs about captivity, and some people have beliefs, opposing beliefs about captivity. This conference is about her. This conference isn't about my belief versus someone else's belief. This is about her. She is someone's relative. She is a beautiful, beautiful being, a beautiful soul, and we're all here because because we love her. And I think it's important to remember that when we feel ourselves get triggered, or if we do, we might not even feel ourselves get triggered, because we're going to create such a beautiful space. But just remembering this is about her. This is not about changing thousands of people's minds regarding captivity or not captivity. This is about her. This is about Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut. And I think if we could just keep that there present, the actions are going to be easy to take in a loving way because we just love her so much.
Absolutely. It's one thing at a time. This is her today. This for her today. And then what we do today will start a wave for tomorrow. So we'll worry about tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Today is for her.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, because this conference is about her. This is Toki. She's in the title,
Exactly.
Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, because not everyone can say it as well as Carla does. Because Carla, but yeah, this one's about her. Everything else, put it aside. Go in for her.
Annette, can I make an addition?
Yes.
We had to be very, very careful because I think we're gonna have the media attending too.
Yes.
We had to be very, very careful. Everything we said, we say over there, should be in a respectful way, respectful manner, and and everybody must focus on Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, how amazing that we get this opportunity to do this. It's just fascinating. Howard, is there? I loaded the video. What does bringing Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut home mean to me? It's about 11 minutes, and I thought that would be nice to play. I have a super short one too that if needed, but thought it was a good opportunity to remind ourselves why we're in it. But I do want to check in with you before we go to that.
Well, I think that's a great idea. I think that's a reminder that we have many people behind us and a very strong voice. And everything that we have said has been so right on that that it's for Toki, that she is the focus, that she is who we are and who we speak for. And that doing that, we will keep love in our hearts. We will acting and just even in our body language be rejecting anything or denying anything. We will be speaking for her. It will be all positive. And that is what this tape will show, is that there are so many people who feel that way. We'll have very strong support. So yeah, let's hear it.
Let's go ahead and do this, and then we'll close out after. Here we go.
For me, her return to the Salish Sea means I can look out over the sparkling waters where her pod roamed free and, although nothing can make up for those stolen years, know she will enjoy her remaining years back home where she belongs.
What does TokiTV coming home mean to me? It means healing, most importantly for TokiTV.
what would really matter to bring her home is fulfilling the spiritual part of this journey that has been put before us.
My beloved hasn't touched the Salish Sea for so long, and I know she wants to be home, and I know she knows she's loved.
So bringing Toki back home, it means a lot. It's like a dream. It would be like a dream come true.
Seeing Toki back in her native waters would mean very much to me.
It means that humanity is finally taking a stand for what's right. It means that collectively we are getting together and saying no more. We cannot do this anymore. We have to do what's right.
For me, it would mean that healing is taking place full circle.
She means a lot to me because she's a symbol of struggle and perseverance.
Toki's return home gives me hope. It gives me hope for the healing of the Salish Sea and all of the southern resident orca population.
And all of her family here, humans, all of the living beings in the sea, all of us will feel much more in harmony knowing that she has a shot to come home and be with her family.
She needs to go back in the ocean. She needs to go back in her ocean. She deserves to enjoy freedom.
Now there's hope. There's a pathway.
In addition to all of the joy and excitement and emotion that will bring, it will also be a time of healing. Healing for her, for everything she's been through for the last 52 years.
I think and believe that her release could change the world. I think our world needs hope so much right now.
Toki's return to the Salish Sea, her life and her freedom means the same to me as my very own.
The well-being and return to the Salish Sea represents the efforts, power, unity and determination of so many people.
It will begin to restore my faith in humanity.
So she can be with her mom, ocean son, that she deserves to be with. That's what it means to me. Thank you.
And I am so happy about Lolita. Retiring her would mean the world to me.
So the thought of her coming home and having an opportunity to live out the last of her years in her home waters, I just couldn't be more happy to imagine that happening.
A dream would be coming true if we get the chance to send Tokitai back to her native waters in the Salish Sea, to get in contact with her family again.
Let our people always come home no matter what happens.
When she's halfway home, she'll feel much better. When she's home, she'll dance.
Bringing her home would be nothing short of a heart healing for hundreds of people at Four Orcas, starting with her Salish family.
Toki's return home would mean to me and her and my family and her family, it would just mean so much because people have put like so much hard work and effort into this.
Toki coming home would mean the healing of so many wrongs done during the capture era to so many southern resident orcas.
Toki's return home would mean the fulfillment of my greatest wish.
And what Toki's return home means to me is really a returning of justice, of where she belongs and where she should have been this entire time.
I know it will give me an indescribable feeling of peace and happiness, knowing that she's finally where she's supposed to be.
She has given her entire life to entertain us, and I can't even fathom what that must be like for her. I think we can right this wrong, but I think we need to do it soon.
If Toki's released, then he'll make me happy. But if it's released in time.
And I believe that by freeing her and sending her home and allowing her to be at peace naturally near her family, that's a form of restitution for wrongs.
Why she's so important. Tokita represents an epic story, a story of hope, unity, and family.
We can't go back and make a new beginning,
but we can start now to make a new ending for Tokite.
I am sure she knows all the hard work we are doing, her friends are doing to retire her.
Doesn't she deserve to go back to the waters where she was born, to feel the tides of the ocean, the currents of the sea? And mainly, if we know where her family is, we know her mom, Ocean Sun, she's still alive, doesn't she deserve it?
So let's bring her home. I know we can do this, and let's do it soon.
So it would make us really happy if she got released.
That she is strong enough, she can do this. Coming home to her home waters is what will heal her.
She deserves to go home, and she deserves to be near her family.
All we're asking is allow her the dignity to come back home and live out the rest of her days with her family here.
It's time to do the right thing, get her here to a sanctuary in her home waters where we can heal, she can heal.
Toki, it's up to you. We're praying for you. Get your health back, and we're going to get you in that sling and transport you across the country and take you home. We love you.
I give all my support to the people who are fighting to help her going back to freedom.
I feel we owe this to Toki. 52 years.
It's time for some healing and change.
She can safely return. It's been true since we started this campaign in 1995, and it is still true today. She could come home.
It's really exciting to know that it's so much closer this year than it ever has been. What do you think? It's a pretty good idea, huh? Yeah.
She deserves to live out the rest of her life in her home waters near her family. Humans took that right away from her, and so humans need to put her back.
And it's up to us to have the courage that it takes to do the right thing. And now is the time. Now's the time to do the right thing.
And basically, I would ask you humans, if you were in a prison for 52 years and there was probably a risk for yourself to go back and meet your family, wouldn't you want that for yourself?
A reunion that should have never needed to take place. But it's the end of a story for her that has to end correctly.
She has a God-given right to be who she is, but has that right to rejoin her family.
No life worth living without freedom.
It's time for her to come home and for the healing to begin.
It would also mean I can finish telling her story with a happy ending, which is what we all want to see.
One heart, one mind, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, we will bring you home.
It is time for our beloved Lolita to ride the waves of freedom again. We love you, girl. We love you, and we will always be there for you.
Toki, I can't wait till you're home.
Keep praying. Never give up. Expect that miracle.
And I just dream of the day that I get to hear the words that she's going home.
I simply won't rest until I've done everything and anything possible to help her get there.
We must choose to hold on to hope and love, just like Toki. Love will be the tidal wave that washes over and brings her home.
We want her home now. So we're just praying that this is something that we could do and do it quickly because she belongs. She belongs here. Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut.
Let's pray for her because her time has come.
It really does matter. Prayer is very powerful. You can move mountains if you believe and you come together in unity. We can make it happen. Thank you.
So what does it mean for Lolita, Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, Tokite to go home? It means everything. It means everything.
We have an opportunity to fulfill the dreams of those who have gone on and passed before us, both the Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut and the humans who have been fighting for decades to bring her home. It means that her mom may have the opportunity to hear her again. It means that Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut might be able to hear her mom's calls and not just in her dreams. The ancestors have done their part, and it's time for us to do ours. It's time to bring her home now. Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, hang in there. We're coming for you. We will bring you home. That's a good reminder right there. Carla, that's probably the first time you've seen this, right?
It is the first time that I see this. Yes, yes. Oof, so powerful, and yeah, it's beautiful. And seeing children is what makes me even happier when I hear the children speaking with such wisdom and such empathy, and I just love it. I even like wanted to get closer to hear them like and talk them more. I don't know, but they're so wise, and we should be learning from the kids because they are so wise, and they know and they feel. I know that they feel Toki's situation, and they are connected with her. So it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful video.
That little girl, Addie Winecoop, she and her family were guests on our show once because her mom posted one day, you know, that they were out there doing a lemonade stand. It wasn't just a lemonade stand. And they raised $250 in lemonade, $250 in lemonade, and donated that to sacredsea.org to get her home and to work, you know, to put the funds towards her coming home. And just talking to that child, I mean, so they didn't just sell lemonade and say, oh, this, you know, they had their sign and they printed up pamphlets and flyers with information. So people, when they got lemonade, they got a flyer about her and her story. Wow. Fabulous kid. I mean, just love that
what
kid.
I mean?
Yeah, she's and it makes me feel good because that's the future, you know.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's the future. We're listening. I'm so that was my favorite part of the whole video, and seeing these kids saying those words. I mean, I love you all, but
I thought you would mention me. You know, I thought you would mention me.
I would have said you all too, but
no, but you're right, Annette. That's the future that we're listening and seeing, and it brings me so much hope because I was going to ask Howard if he thinks that after this situation with Toki, if you, Howard, see that the same will happen to the rest of the orcas that are still captive. If you see that there's hope for them all, but
yes. Well, it will certainly cast a new light on all of those people in captivity when this is done, and it's happening. This is we are, and we see in that video, and we know across the country and around the world, there is a tidal wave of love, and that will carry her home. And that's what it really is. It's love for her. That's the force. That's what is lifting her. That's what will carry her home.
I think her story of coming home to freedom and home to family is going to make it the popular thing to do.
Yes.
That's the popular. I want to be a part of that.
Yes.
Instead of part of what was.
Yes.
That's what I see. That's what I see in all this love that these people have. That this is the changing of, let's make it this popular to treat beings with the dignity and respect that they deserve. And like Brother Doug said, that the Creator bestowed upon them. They are their own selves.
Yeah.
They deserve to be treated as such.
Also, speaking of light, we're going to do a bridge of light there. We're going to start it there in Miami. So we're hoping that, you know, everyone will join that with us. So it's like all across the world. It's the bridge of light for Toki, and it's all about love. And I'm hoping that each and every one of you that won't be there in Miami will participate in that, and we will have more details about that following.
Yeah, we were talking about doing this, and so it just got bumped up a little because now there's a conference. That's the perfect time for us to go and do that. And so when we talked about, really getting together in some sort of ceremony with light to really kick off the week for the conference, we'll keep you posted on the dates and times. We got to get with Alejandro and Christina and Deborah and Howard and see when we're there, how do we start this? And we really do want, the vision is the bridge of light, right? Sending her home. So from Florida to Washington, just, we want to light it up. And so, we'll have whoever can participate. We're going to get this out very quickly because it's in 2 weeks. And, but so that people can participate. So if you can't come to Miami, if you're participating, live stream, or if you're not able to participate live stream, you can participate in this and really setting the tone and the love for her and this conference and for every single person there. So we'll all get together this week and we'll have some more definitive times once we know. And yes, Sylvia's there, so Sylvia will absolutely be part of that. Definitely can't do any Miami stuff without Sylvia because that's so great. And some people said also, Suzanne actually said we need to show that video at the conference. So thank you for the suggestion, Suzanne. I will do my best to make that happen, to see how we can get that shown when we're there. So I will make that request and we'll go from there. But so again, I don't know the details on the live stream, guys, but once Friends of Toki get that put out, we will make sure we share all of that information. But the Bridge of Light will absolutely be a TokiTV thing, and we will make sure that we, go live to do that. So we're right at the hour. Let's do some quick goodbyes and check-ins. Deb Cruz.
She's not on the phone.
Next week.
She's not on the phone. She's not on the phone.
Carla.
No, bye everyone. Thank you for showing that video on it. It's beautiful. You must it has to be shown. I agree with Suzanne. It's gonna make a huge impact on the people there. Awesome. And thank you everyone on screen and off screen for being here today.
Deborah?
Thank you everyone for being here. And as our friend Christina says, it means everything.
Christina?
Thank you very much for coming, and I love you all. And also just a friendly reminder to keep on writing your letters to President Biden. We need to get those dams breached. It's really important. So you can write more than one. So just please keep writing them and get people to write them. And I love you all. She's halfway home. Her time has come.
Yeah. Thank you. Alejandro?
Thank you everyone for joining us today. Just I want to say that Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, she's a symbol of struggle and perseverance. One mind, one heart. All united, we will bring her back home. Thank you so much.
Howard?
And I am so grateful also for all of you for being here, for everyone who is watching, for everyone who is a part of a wave of love and affection and respect for Toki to carry her home. We are carrying her home with that compassion. So thank you.
Love you guys, each and every one of you. We will be here again next week. We'll do our Thursday session, our prayer and meditation session. It's 30 minutes. So on Thursdays, we will continue to do that as well. And that's at 5:30 Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern time. And we'll close out with our song by Susan Clark. But, keep the comments coming, guys. I like to put them up during our closing song. So any last words you want to share, go ahead and start typing those in. We love you guys. You guys have a great rest of your week.
She